Hey, it's 2024 and 3 and a bit years later since the last game room tour. We're going to go and see what's changed right now. Join me in my personal games room. A few things have changed as we take a little walk around. I'm going to take you around every bit and show you because it's quite exciting now. Let's let the cat get out. Okay, there we go. So a lot of new art, new consoles, shift around of stuff, new shelving, that kind of thing. I'm going to take you through the majority of my collection. Hopefully you'll enjoy this video, and I think that it's improved over the last time. So if we start from right over behind you, it's all the board games, all the stuff. We do 2 on and 1 week off in terms of board game nights. So do 2 Tuesdays on, 1 off. We've got a board gaming crew of between 4 to 6 people who regularly come, and we get involved in board games every Tuesday night, and we just reclaim that childhood some more. I don't know if last time I had the Street Fighter game or not, but I would say that is my favourite board game. People keep asking me about really cool games. Obviously some of them are a bit more complicated than others, but if I was to recommend really cool games for like families to play or people who don't play board games that often, I would probably say something like King of Tokyo, which is very simple to pick up and really cool, and Cash and Guns, which is down the bottom there, which basically you have foam guns and point them at each other and steal loot like a gangster, and it's all just good family friendly fun. The board gaming thing has been a massive thing for me for a long time, to be fair. We've got the 3 guitars up there. I've just not long been back from the studio recording some Iron Maiden tracks with this Epiphone, which I've had since I was 13 years old maybe. So a long time this has been going for. Even got my old band logo on there. Even got my old band logo sprayed on there from Beyond the Grave. And guess what? You'll also notice the very same things tattooed on me. Bit of history there. This is the newest piece. This is a bit of X-Men artwork, which I absolutely fucking love. I'm gonna start an X-Men 90s figure collection up here. So that everything's gonna be moved down one here. I'm a little bit of a Terminator freak, so we've got quite a bit of Terminator stuff in here in terms of artwork from the movies. Big Sideshow Collectibles thing. Arnie and Terminator and Robocop were big things in my childhood, hence the Ed 209 and the Robocops there, along with obviously survival horror like Resident Evil, Turtles, Small Soldiers was a big thing when I was a kid as well, growing up, and a few dinosaurs there which are just random, along with old gaming magazines, to be fair. And as we move along, some new artwork. I've got the turntable here. I like my records, although I don't play them very often. I do like a good record. There's something about playing vinyl which is just warm and exciting, and you appreciate it, and it's lovely. I'm into my metal, I'm into my rock, and I love playing a good vinyl. So we've got an Iron Maiden clock. In case you don't know yet, I'm an Iron Maiden fucking mad guy. So we've got an Iron Maiden clock. Evil Dead was a big thing growing up as well, and actually speaking of horror, I've started to become in a little bit of a war with Netflix, because I'm sick of the whole, maybe you do this, you sit down with your partner or whoever and you're like, what shall I watch? Oh, I don't know, what do you want to watch? And then you're flicking and there's 90% absolute shit and like small percentage of stuff, and then you go, oh, shall we watch this? And they're like, no, I don't want to watch that. Is it an old film? Well, yeah, the old films are the best. No, I can't watch an old film. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? So I am creating my own Netflix of horror films on DVD. Do you remember those? From like CEX, stuff like that. Candyman, Critters, Hills Have Eyes, Paranormal Activity, Puppet Master, stuff like that. We've also got The Thing, Hellraiser, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm a big fan of them. So we've got music DVDs. We've got a little bit of it on top of there, Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat Shrine. I'm big into my fighting games, and Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat were obviously the 2 growing up that I absolutely loved. We also have our retro, basically game selection here. Starting over here with PS3, although I don't have a PS3, I did, but it broke. PS2 over here on the PlayStation side, which I would say my favourite PS2 games. Oh, it's a good one. I loved Fahrenheit, which is, they should have made this, to be fair, they should have made this into a film. The same guy made Heavy Rain on the PS3, which I never played properly, but this was phenomenal. You choose how you react to certain situations, and it's all like spiritual and a bit gothic and stuff like that. But serial killer, when you wake up in a bathroom and you don't know why you've killed somebody, it's fucking great. But yeah, I love that. I would also say that Silent Hill 2, obviously, which is actually Silent Hill 3 is now playing on the old CRT TV, sorry, there you go. This is PlayStation 2 that's running right now. As you can see, we've got PlayStation 2, we've got N64. Underneath here, it's not correctly displayed, but it's playable. We have a Sega Saturn, we have an original Xbox and a GameCube as well, which leads me on to this next bit. Game Boy Advance with a few Game Boy games, modern Xbox One, but kind of modern, it'll be retro soon, 360, original Xbox, N64, which was my favourite console of all time. N64 with No Mercy, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, those were my absolute favourite things. Mario Kart 64 as well. We've got a little bit of selection of Japanese Sega Saturn up there, because I've got a Japanese Saturn actually. Some Mario trinkets and the small GameCube selection there at the top as well. We've got a little bit of a horror shrine going on here, over here with Pinhead and Michael Myers and Freddy and the box from the Cenobites of Hellraiser, along with Nightmare on Elm Street collector's card set there on the bottom. Fun little bit of trivia about this. So inside of here you've got collector cards from the film, and the collector cards were always like a big thing. Do you remember, like, baseball cards in America were a thing? I think football stickers and stuff were a thing. So I shared one of these from Nightmare 2 on Instagram, and the guy who plays Jesse shared it on his story, which was pretty cool. The guy who was in one of the films shared my story on Instagram from sharing these, so that's quite cool. We got a little bit of, down here, some original art from N64, Xbox, Super Nintendo, and I created these myself. The AEW wrestling game and Silent Hill 2, which were never released. They're just little art projects, which are quite new. And if you flip round over here, we'll come to even more art. We've got a Castlevania marquee from a top of an arcade cabinet. We've got some old retro console art. We've got a custom piece by a guy called Dom, who actually hand drew this, and I bought it off him. It's a Silent Hill from the games with the nurses behind. He just drew it. He drew it, and he was selling it on Facebook. I don't even know if he was selling it. I just made him a price, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll have it." I was like, "Cool." So I framed it. It's really cool. This is one of my favourite pieces. This actually, to be fair, along I think with probably the X-Men thing. This is 80s horror and the death of the video cassette. If you're an old horror fanatic, you'll really appreciate this. It's basically got all of the old horror icons from the 80s and early 90s, which were all originally released on VHS, and obviously then VHS became defunct. Horror was kind of prevalent on VHS a lot. We've also got a Camp Crystal Lake sign here from Friday the 13th. We're going modern here, well, kind of. But this is my HD setup with my 4K TV, and this is the PS5 setup. We've actually got the Xbox 360 and Xbox One ready, and the Switch to go as well. And there's some more of my new Netflix. So we're going American Pie, Face Off, Demolition Man, The Matrix, like Street Fighter animated stuff, Terminator, Total Recall. We're going action and comedy, which was good films, not the garbage that you get on Netflix and Amazon now, like films from the 90s and noughties, which are just classics, which are just fun to watch, great, a little bit over the top, but have great nostalgic value. So I'm building my own Netflix out. Issues of Retro Gamer, some old books and stuff, Nintendo 64. At the top we've got old wrestlers and the Titantron from the early noughties. Those were actually from the Attitude Era, along with Stripe, the Gremlin. He's a pretty cool piece, I must say. He was bought from a Comic-Con, I think, and he just looks amazing. He looks like he's about to come to life any minute. Behind him, a little bit more Iron Maiden memorabilia and a Terminator one as well. More board games in here, more party-based games and horror games. And right here, I'm currently going through every single official Iron Maiden release from the early days to Live After Death in the early 80s, before I was even born, right up to kind of modern day on the Blu-ray. And also Street Fighter's 25th anniversary Blu-ray, which I got at a recent gaming convention. Gaming books, I love these. These are encyclopedias of all games and like from all the consoles and stuff like that over the years. They basically showcase every single game. A couple of new ones. Horror in gaming. A big, thick, lovely, beautiful. I like a good book, like a good physical book, which I'm currently reading at the minute, along with Street Fighter and Darkstalkers. Current issue of Retro Gamer. What really happened with Freddy vs. Jason? They made a full book on it. I got this as a gift for Christmas, and it's a magnificent read, actually. It's a magnificent read. And we've also got something, I'm not sure what to do with this. I haven't really got space for it anymore. Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. As we look around this room, like, every time I step into it, I just feel joy. I just feel that giddiness, that like childlike bit of expression. Like, this is my thing. Like, I don't spend a lot of time gaming now. I like just coming in this room every day, just even if it's just for a couple of minutes to look around. It reminds me of my childhood. I'm fortunate enough to be able to have a room of my own where I can just put all my stuff, because to be honest, around the rest of the house there's nothing really of mine. This is just where I keep all my stuff, and I think I don't want to be one of these hoarders that just has loads of stuff, but I just want to have one room which is just my stuff, that brings me joy, that brings me memories of the past, that is, you know, fun, and that can also invite other people. This right here is a pool table that we use for our gaming sessions, but this is actually getting replaced this year with a actual gaming table. So I don't know if you might have seen board gaming tables where they have the lights fitted and the counter sunk in, and they have room for your cards and things like that. They're like the design for board games basically. So this will be getting replaced because the pool table never really gets used now. It was a novelty at first, but it's heavy, clunky, and I would much rather get a board game table which would get used almost every Tuesday. But I think everybody needs, like, one of the things where I think that manages to keep my energy up, that manages to keep my levels of joy up and my levels of enthusiasm for life, is going back to the things that I used to like the music I used to like Iron Maiden, like the movies I used to like the games I used to like it reminds me of simpler times, it reminds me of fun times. And I think we all need that. I think we all need it, because a lot of adults now, the only way they know how to unwind is drinking, smoking, sniffing. Like, I used to do all that as well, but then I got back in touch with my childhood. I got back in touch with playing guitar, listening to music, playing games, etc. And developing a board game community, which has been going now, I think, over 7 years, I think 6 or 7 years, continuously, almost every Tuesday, which invites people around. There's no alcohol present. It's just fun. It's midweek. It keeps people sane. It's a good laugh, and I think we all need to reconnect with that childhood, the nostalgic value of everything, the appreciation and the not a care in the world you had as a kid. And I know how it is as an adult. You have certain responsibilities and things like that. But even if you have kids, like, imagine the example that sets to them, like, for an adult to be able to express themselves childlike, that allows them more freedom, and you connect more with your kids along the way. I imagine, that's going to have a good impression on them. So this has been my games room 2024. I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll maybe do one in another couple of years when things have changed. The thing that I'm most looking forward to, and the thing that I think is going to complete the most, is getting the gaming table, because that is the thing that's actually going to be used the most almost every Tuesday. Everything else in here, some of it is just literally like to look nice on a shelf, but I don't buy stuff now just to look good on a shelf, unless it's a figure or a bit of art. But gaming wise, I'll usually only buy it if I was actually thinking about playing it. That's where I differ from a lot of collectors. I'll not buy it just to fill a collection or just to look nice on a shelf. I'll actually think, is this useful? And this is a thing for life as well, like, things in life should always be as useful as they can be. We should be investing in useful things which bring us joy, that we can use and reuse and appreciate and reappreciate. So I've rambled enough. Enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed it. This has been my games room in 2024. I'll see you on the next video. If you'd like to learn how to create outstanding levels of energy, motivation, and self-control, my second book, Supercharged, the modern day guide to doing exactly that, is out now.